because they are full of techniques. The boys, the 14, 20, 10, 8, 12. Very, very with the ball when you give them space. So we try something called tracking and getting free. Track them, get free and play. So we deny them the space for them to maneuver.
In terms of power play, it's zilch. If you watch our game against Mali, the young man was running away from taking the ball.
He didn't want it. Give me away, give me away.
He was practically running away. He was running away when we were being marooned and we were under attack from the Malians, and he had the opportunity of staking a claim in the team. Anytime an attempt was made to him with the ball, with the pass,
he's running away.
He's running away, leaving the ball,
hiding
behind the opponent. This whole Telemundo, it's like something that sometimes
for the uninitiated, Telemundo is a channel that shows telenovelas.
Yes.
So this is like a soap opera.
It's like a soap opera. This clearly is a soap opera. It's winding down. So let's call Extremadura man from Extremadura man. Bola. When the boy is coming to the player, he's running away. You know what's the game? And shockingly, there's a certain miraculous acrobatism.
Shakira. Charlie.
No, I like the last two. Give me the conclusion. No.
Oh, Charlie.
Oh, Charlie. My two minus and my hips don't lie.
Oh, Charlie.
Oh, Charlie.
Too much.
Oh, Tusha. Perfection. Oh, Tusha, you are perfection. Oh, Charlie.
One more line.
Oh, Charlie. I say, oh, my two minus and my hips don't lie.
We were there, then we heard that Côte d'Ivoire have demanded $20,000 before they play the World Cup. So we was like, damn, this is the first time we qualify for World Cup. So we did meeting. I, John Mensah, Stephen Appiah, Bafojan, Sami Kofo, and the Yusuf Chipsa was accountant, you know. So he was with a pen, you know. We are 5 there. Samoa and the other guys were there. So we was like, come on. So what do? We qualify for first time. We are going to play Italy. Kai, you know, our guys say we can't beat Italy. Come on.
No, Mr. said there, Master San players are cuckoo the Mamma Tim Massa. Press the banner, Master San. Tim Lanoya shit. Tip would you be pressed, Mammy?
Sakim Siege.
Where?
Sakim Siege.
Aha.
Timo Werner.
What's it?
Timo Werner.
Aha.
Caves.
Why?
Caves. Caves Mila, Samo. Is a sister circulator, only be more. Sister circulator, only be more. A year, almost a Brazil anyway. Yasino.
Brazil anyway.
Almost one said Silver, so I. Silva.
Aha.
Tiago Silva. Is a
me, the Felix, you want to get stand. My son be say, me Adamu. I'm not going to leave my job. Go marry. No, you see, I don't leave my job, go marry.
So you refuse to say they punish them?
They know the punishment. It serves him right. No, not the punishment. See, you choose. You choose love over job. That be exactly what you do. Because see what Richard Atago do. Football no day. Richard Atago marry.
Yeah.
So if you be footballer, see, from August 2019 to December 29, we don't play football. You don't marry. We start league after we fall.
He
say they go marry.
That be the time when money catch.
No. So you choose love over career. And so if today you get your lover, the coach say they give you more time to go chop love. So it's not a big deal. Me, I guess that I thought this matter.
Does Don Botte still want to play football? You are 36 years old.
Forget about the age.
We cannot forget about the age, Don. You are 36.
Yeah, 36. You doubt 36. Inami, forget about the age. What you want me to come and do for you?
You still think you can perform at the highest level?
Why?
In Ghana?
Yeah. Not in Ghana, sir.
Anywhere?
Yeah.
You train?
Serious.
By yourself?
Always.
Why don't you want to join a club and train?
You see, that's what I'm saying. Them themselves, they don't believe themselves. The coaches don't believe themselves. They are not real coaches. They don't. You have to believe yourself that no, this guy can do it for me. If you believe me, I can do it. But so far as you just relax yourself, no. If I come safe, I won't get that spirit because you don't believe me.
So you think that if a Premier League team were to give you an opportunity to play, you would make an impact?
Ghana, yeah.
Yes.
I can play past all the current players. The current players in Ghana Premier League.
That's a serious statement coming from somebody who hasn't played in almost a year.
You know something? I know myself. That's why I said, if you don't know me, you don't know me.
You see, as for a game, like when you get a chance, every blessed player will decide to score, and then will decide to catch the ball. So when you both decide together, then you miss the chance. I decide differently, and he also decided differently, and our decision was together. That's why he was able to catch the ball. So I think next time I'll raise my head and watch the goal post and put the ball.
You have 3 or 4 phones. What messages have you been receiving?
I haven't even read them because they keep on coming. They keep on coming. I think that I have to turn one of the phone off.
You haven't read any of them? Messages?
No, not at all. Look, they still calling. They still calling. Phones are calling.
Odum has blamed the grass for his defeat. The sun when it came out, the sun when it went down, the rain when it fell, the rain when it didn't fall, the pole because it was too rusty, the net because some part was torn, his opponent because their fans were shouting.
Are you saying that Odum blames everything, the elements,
by himself?
It is
never his fault. In fact, some famous Odum interview, he said that, listen, he said that the team lost because the defenders they were supposed to be playing 3 back. And when they are in transition, they are supposed to go for it, but they were not going for it. And I was telling them, go for it, and they were not minding me. And now I'm very, very disappointed in my players.
You are really wrong for this. You are wrong for this. Lovely evening. Welcome. This is Sports Panorama. My name is Fentuo Tahiru. Sitting in for Benjamin Nketsia, of course. It's been a very wet week. All week. been raining every single day. The Almighty Lord has brought us this far. Whatever your problems are, put them behind you and enjoy 90 minutes of unadulterated sports content. All right, this evening, what's on our menu? Quite a lot. The Black Stars are back from their Japan trip. A certain Manaf Nuruddin has made a claim for himself. Certainly looks like he's on the plane to Qatar. But there are several others from that Japan trip who would rather not have gone there. Because that trip had the exact opposite effect. Instead of going to prove why they should be going to Qatar, they went to prove exactly why they should not be going to Qatar. We look back at that. And the 17 are in action. They were in action today after they got pummeled by Nigeria in the opening game. And the head coach, Pakwesi Fabian, blamed a late MRI test for the defeat. They redeemed themselves, thumping Togo by 3-0. What's the future of our under 17 like? We have selection problems there. That's always been Ghana's first love. Anybody wants to bring back love to the Ghana national team, it starts with the Black Starlets. They were the first team Ghanaians really fell in love with. So there's that to come. And there's plenty of Donkomi to talk about today. And we'll dedicate a lot of time to Donkomi because the issue's plenty. Pogmentary is trending for Pogba. Hey! Yeah. Say £290,000 a week is nothing. How do you say you value a player and offer him nothing? The nothing is £290,000 a week. That's Susu Graham's salary there. Liverpool, buy to sell to buy. They have bought Darwin Núñez. They haven't sold anyone yet. They said they are going to sell money to pay for it. We only buy players when we sell. Somebody even said they are still spending the Coutinho money. I've signed 3 players. Arsenal have signed 1. Man City have signed 1. Chelsea say they are emulating the Liverpool model. Yes, Christo. See, I apologize to Arsenal fans. Hey, is this what American ownership is like? Hey, radio. Hey. Oh no. Hey, Chelsea. Ntebe yeni. Lukaku, £5 million loan deal. Now, after £97 million and 12 months later, Inter want to pay $5 million as a loan fee. And see, the worst part is it's actually being considered. Hey. All right, all of that to come, plus your messages show trending on Twitter. As usual, use the hashtag SportsPanorama to get in touch with us. Our WhatsApp number is 054-9986-996. Show brought to you by Bell Beverages, of course. And Access Bank. Great to be part of the show. Welcome this evening. Coach Christopher Nimley is here. Daniel Koranteng, Nathan Quao, and I've dragged in Susu Graham. The show is also being streamed live on our YouTube channel. So just go to YouTube, search Sports Panorama, and you'll see the live feed there. You can catch a glimpse of what's happening in the studio. But we've missed Coach Nimley for 2 weeks in a row. Tonight, after the Hihiris weather,
it was a hamstring strain.
The man, he came with a hamstring.
He had a hamstring strain. It ruled him out for 2 weeks.
And now he's back.
My doctors were able to diagnose me correctly. Thank God my doctor is not Dr. Baba. You understand?
Let's start with an opening prayer.
Of course, as usual. Kwa nyabwatwe woba. Ko bo to den to babo to wo kai was about when so anima so anama so wo be ko gbele ya che o manche yeli aba. Ow. Ate Japan hialo ate nehi. If I get here me come yo wa amejia me yetim me. Ame akwajen. Me come lewe twake blaster aka me dum me. Ni omo no ton be hia ya. Waka pa kwesi fe bi me na eko itawo. Pa kwesi fe bi. Pa kwesi. Na denje da ekele ehe ochi ye ma di ni ke players ya na say me denje ni je mo ko vi ale. Ke mo ke nyonye me ko we ahye e ke bo hye ekoko. Eh boy modern mo age wo Togo 3. Me no ba tashin oba gbele mi oba fenti me oba betting me no anu man bi ale ake. Awe anokwale ye je. And 17 anokwale ko Benjamin. Oh. Ni ko we anokwale ye. Oh. He no come ko be. Me no ake don ko mi. Oh chale. Oh, Pogmentary. Pogmentary. Eh. Dan okay. Frankie Dion. Oh, Chale. Oh, Chale. Aga padiko atole Anthony. Oh, Chale. Aga padiko atole Christian Eriksen. Oh, Chale. Waka me fe gbe no mo. Oh, Chale. Gbe no mo. Waka me gbe no mo. Keje che wo players di ame. Wala ke oba do no ha wo. Yesu gba mi. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Hey. See, my head. Hey, Chelsea, Mr. Todd Bowley, do something before you die. Do something. Do something. Huh?
Haven't you seen his MLB team? Haven't you seen what they are doing in America? He's solid. Solid.
He's the best to have.
His record is unimpeachable. Unimpeachable.
To Chelsea. Yeah. Oh. Anyway, guys, let's start from where we are supposed to start. Coach, you've missed the action for 2 weeks, so I'll start with you. The Black Stars were in Japan. Yeah. 2 matches played. 1 defeat, 1 win. That win was via penalty shootout. We saw the performance. 9 men against an 11-man Chile. And we still managed to take the game to penalty shootout. Then we won in the penalties 3-1. Got $50,000 for our efforts. That whole trip, worthwhile in your opinion? Which players you think proved that trip was needed and should be on the plane to Qatar? Who do you think did themselves a great disservice by going there or by being taken there?
Okay, fine. Look, to be honest with you, for me, I think I was the only person on this program who never supported the idea of that tournament. I did say that in my view, the timing of the tournament of the competition was very wrong, because at the end of the day, if these players have been involved in the marathon of a season, clearly they wouldn't want to be partaking in such a tournament. The likes of Daniel Amati, I said it here, I don't think he should have been there because he's got nothing to prove to anybody. The likes of Andre, the likes of Jordan, and the likes of, yes, 1 or 2 players, I really don't think they should have been part of that people who went and played in a tournament. So we were to use the tournament or to use the competition to actually look at some other players who could come into our team and make our team better. I have said, and I'll continue to say, from now on, any player coming into the Black Stars is to make the team better than it is already. So if the player walks into the team and he proves to be very ordinary, or after all, whatever he's presenting on board, we have so many of such quality, then there's no need to inculcate the player into the team. Rather, it is better you stick with the chemistry and work with them and make them very difficult to get beat. But having said that, again, we need to be very, very honest. Look, Fentuo, we've had these discussions several times. Our biggest problem in this country is the fact that we don't speak the truth. What way Anukwale? Look.
What dishonesty are you talking about here?
The dishonesty I'm talking about here is very simple. Why was Wakaso taken to this particular competition?
But he was part of the AFCON qualifying team, and then after that,
Why was he even invited for that AFCON?
We've gone over this issue. It's experience. He
So-
works hard.
Look, you see, we'll be going to the World Cup, okay? Everybody listening to this program should take this from me. If it is about taking experienced players to the World Cup, we should forget about the World Cup. We will not even draw one match. We'll lose all the matches and we'll come back home. Because when you are going to a major tournament like this, the first thing you look out for should be players who are on form. Players who are playing regular football. That is the number one thing. Because if the player is on form, he doesn't need experience to go through the tournament. Okay? But if he's not on form, experience will never come to the aid of the player.
So for you, Wakaso is a no-no.
As we speak today, he's clubless. I say it emphatically. He has no club that he plays for. Nobody can convince me. If he
But we have had
plays
players
for
in the past who didn't have clubs, went to the
Who are
World
those
Cup.
players? The only player I can think of on top of my head at the time was Stevie Appiah. And he has earned the right to be in South Africa 2010. He has earned the right to be there. And we all saw of his contribution when anytime he got introduced into our team. In that game against US, in that second, in that extra time, he was more like the Milovan on the pitch. You could clearly see him coaching the boys, especially when we took the 2-1 lead. Calming everybody down, keep hold of the ball. That is what you call a player who has earned the right to be at the tournament. You put that aside. What is Benjamin Nketsia doing in our team?
Did you watch the game against? Did you watch the game against Chile?
I watched it.
To be fair, he was one of our better players. Oh, coach. Coach, the match was at 6 p.m. Were you up? Did you watch?
There is a boy called Eddie. He's the accountant of Ghana Christian International High School. We were sitting in our school bus when we were streaming the game live.
So you watched the game?
I watched every second of that game.
While the bus was moving?
With Eddie. No more Eddie. Champion accountant. The whole. If you get to Ghana Christian International High School and you say you are looking for Eddie, nobody. Every month he guarantees the salary.
Wow.
I'm telling you honestly.
No delay.
I watched the game. Look, go and look at the performances of the. No, go on town number 9. Ne bad the boy chichi. Ne block defenders. Baby jet few.
One top.
Ne enye beda. Ne ekodomi ne bad. Benjamin
But he did that twice. Hit the bar.
Oh no more. The pole it doesn't move.
I knew he was going there.
It is an immovable object. The thing is there. It doesn't move. You say you hit the bar. Oh no!
The bar is
machine gaja over the bar. Oh, pole machine gaja. Throw me boy package too.
But hitting the bar means it's close.
In 2010, if the baby jet had kept that penalty a bit down, we went to the semi-finals. Why didn't we jubilate when the ball hit the bar?
I didn't say because he hit the bar twice, he should jubilate. No,
but you are trying to make
it's
an effort.
It's an effort.
It's a shot of target.
There's off target. It is not counted as. Look, better the keeper should make a save. I prefer that than to hit the bar.
The pole, it doesn't move.
The ball doesn't move. So it's always there. One place.
Okay, so Benjamin, who else?
Get closer to the team. No more. Come on. Look, Wabasha mo cry. Now, the Edmund Ado boy.
Edmund
Ado. No more Ajilemi.
Oh, no more.
Look, forget it. I've never seen a player. He's played in the Champions League before. Look, the lack of belief in his possessive play. Granting, it's staggering.
It's not the best.
In that game against Central African Republic, he didn't look very comfortable.
Okay, Tony Cruz, man. Look at Modric, man. In competing. Obana, Juin Queen Hinke, Chunkun, Onyoka Matabo. Wang Wing. You couldn't play with Wang Wing. No, he couldn't play with Wang Wing. And Hunyong.
He's not had a lot of opportunities though. So maybe there is.
Look, this is the time for him to have make a claim in this team.
You know,
this is the time.
Fenty, you talk about anyway, you Chris, you
he played against Central African Republic. He played.
Yes.
He wasn't good. Against Japan, Tukadaya.
Okay. So Edmond Adotu. How about Atizigi?
I'm coming there. Do you think I will not comment about Ati? You know my stand on the matter.
Yeah.
You know my stand on the matter.
Okay, take it away. What's happening there?
Look, let's call a spade a spade. If you know football, you understand football like I do. Ati cannot be fought for any of the goals he conceded. Let's put that record down straight.
Okay.
He can't be faulted for it.
Yes, he can't be faulted for any of the goals he conceded against Japan. But at the end of the day, history has shown that anytime he goes into the pool,
Yes. So you're saying, so essentially you're saying he has an inviting spirit.
Don't know Walakot to go and stand in the ball. No, the one that he will just jump on it and then.
But the moment
Ati comes in there, left, right, center, every second. I said, what is wrong? So, and then he's also not doing himself any good by his the way he tend to speak to the defenders. It doesn't speak volume of a goalkeeper who's the number one for St. Gallen. He's my boy. Everybody knows he's my boy. Me, I'm not a hypocrite. I will not defend the
mediocrity. That's it.
So he should not get closer to the Black Stars. He should be taken out of the team. The question is, do we have better keepers in that department? Of course.
Manaf, let's talk about the boy.
I have said that Richard Ofori is my obvious number one.
Yes.
I'm on record to have said that.
Okay. But he didn't play. Let's talk about
the one who played.
Yes.
Look, I have watched the game again. I have watched every save he made. His in-game management, especially when we went 2 men down, that is where I heard him speak like a goalkeeper. Because at that moment, you are not counted to be only a goalkeeper, but you are counted to be what? An outfield player as well. And that was where I think I saw.
You have to be a good footballer to be a good goalkeeper.
I remember, I have said it here. Yeah. That he's one goalkeeper we should be looking at. I've said it on this very program.
Yeah.
So for me, he didn't shock me at all. And the penalty save, wow. That is world class. That second penalty save, look, the power and the manner in which the guy struck the ball, and for him to have made his hand so strong,
super safe.
One hand.
Yeah.
Is he left-handed?
Yeah, no, he's right-footed.
And for him to, but the save was with his left hand. And I said, wow.
And the ball wasn't close to the keeper. It was close to the goalpost. It was almost the perfect penalty.
For me, if I'm telling my players to play penalty, I teach them 2 things. After rightly position the ball, I tell them, look, wherever you are going, make sure you go for power. Make sure you hit it hard. Let him stop it from going in, and let's see. And that was exactly what the young man did. He was absolutely super. So for me, he goeth to the World Cup. He goeth. Right. Nobody dare touch that boy. Anybody who touched that boy, anybody, the person will have to. I am telling you.
Don't call me for Manaf for World Cup.
Otoado, I mean, Kelly playing, they play for Kelly. They can in the Tamanaf here. I will have to coach him to the World Cup.
That's right.
I will have to take his position
and
coach the
for
team.
The World Cup.
Simple. He goeth.
As number 1?
No. In my view, as number 2.
Okay.
Right behind Richard Ofori.
Since I'm talking about Manaf, I think I just got some info that I think he's left-footed.
Yes.
Left-footed.
Yes, so he's left-footed. And so you could tell, because I was wondering, the power in his left hand, if he's readily not somebody who is left inclined, he couldn't have made that save. So he goeth to the World
As
Cup.
number 2.
As number 2. Now, if you look at our midfield, surely Thomas Partey will come back in there. But granting, have we thought about who will partner Partey?
Baba.
In what? Central midfield?
Baba, for him, no more. His passing is a problem. No, you see.
So you still have doubts.
I have doubts about Baba.
Maybe that's where
I really do have.
That's
Look,
where Edmond should have come in.
that is why I'm saying that. That is where he should stick the claim for himself.
Edmond isn't a better passer.
But he's not a
No,
better
that's why
passer.
his coach is disappointed.
I feel in terms of that profile, for me, at least the 45 minutes I saw from Elisha Owusu, I think he's also a very good tackler. He's very strong.
I think
he's a better passer. Yeah, he should
Elisha Owusu boy.
He should partner.
I think he should partner Partey.
He's very combative.
I asked you last week why was he not in the team, and he said he got covered. I really wanted to look at him again. I didn't know him until we all saw him
against Nigeria,
and he was super fantastic.
In those 15 minutes or so,
very composed.
Yeah,
super fantastic.
45 minutes.
45 minutes against Nigeria at Abuja, where we needed. You see, the coaching that day was so spot on that when he came on, he protected the ball better, and when he had to pass the ball forward, he made sure the ball went to a Ghanaian. That is what Idrisu will not. And at the World Cup, we cannot be turning over possessions like that. You can't do that.
You will get punished.
You get punished. You cannot, when you win the ball off and you try to give it them, boom, you get kaki. No, you can't do that. Anthony Anna never did that. Pablo Aima, he never did that. He was one of the reasons why in 2010, when we got hold of the ball, we could push it around.
Yeah. Okay, guys, when we talk about the midfield, I've been thinking about this for a while. I think the question I ask is, what kind of midfield mix do we need? Because clearly, Babe's passing...
We need a three-man midfield.
Okay, so Babe's passing seems to be a problem. Yeah. But do we want a number 6 who can pass the ball, or a number 6 who can recover but still has a good passing range?
We need both. We need somebody.
I ask because
who can recover and pass the ball.
I ask because if there's Partey in the mix, then why don't you designate the team's tempo and rhythm to him? Then you have a 6 whose sole job is to find the ball, retrieve it.
Let me give you a very good example. Against Nigeria in Kumasi.
Yes.
Thomas Partey was man-marked.
Yes.
Babe Idrisu's job was to win the ball and give it to Partey.
Of course, he was. So now Partey was marked. So now
Partey was marked. So Idrisu.
So it meant you needed somebody to move the ball.
And the passing was very erratic on that day because every time he had the ball, Partey wasn't available.
Yes.
Because the passing channels to him were blocked.
So it presupposes that in the World Cup, when teams are doing their scouting, there's a high chance they will repeat that ploy.
Whereas
Thomas.
Yes. Whereas I think what the guys are saying is that if his passing was better,
he could take the ball and get
he himself could drive the ball forward.
And a similar thing happened at the AFCON. And we saw Partey having to drop very deep to start attacks. And it disturbs because especially at the AFCON where Kudus wasn't around. Now Partey was almost doing a double job. Yeah. You have to drop deep, try and link the defense to attack.
Before we can progress.
Yeah. And even another thing is, once you have a player who can't pass like that, it's very easy for teams when they are pressing us high up. They'll just wait for him. The moment he gets the ball, boom, they'll be on him. And
so then it means that Otuado has got a decision to make in that area.
That's why for me, I'm looking at our next competitive game. I'm looking at how he Elisha Owusu, I think should be given a chance and let him play along Partey. Let's see. Because all we need is somebody who can pass the ball better. You see, in 2010, Anthony Annan, Kevin Prince, Boateng, and then this boy, Kodja Samoa. These were the 3 guys we had in the middle of the park.
Play in the middle. That's 2014 I played.
We had the 3 of them in the middle. And they could pass the ball.
Yeah.
Because we could, especially Anthony Annan.
So in all of this conversation, I know that typically that is not where Chire plays. But in the conversation about the midfield
combinations,
where does Chire fall in?
He goes to the bench. Look,
I think
Stress. Timo, I let you to mini master game.
No, but you see, we've seen him.
Look, I am telling you.
I am
telling you.
He is.
Is a substitute player.
Oh no!
I'm telling you. Look,
you saw him at the AFCON when he started against Comoros. Wasn't he your best player?
He didn't against Comoros. He didn't do anything better.
Oh,
what did he do? He was just taking free kicks. That's what I saw him do on the day.
Daniel, you have something to say about that?
So my last player who
okay, finish.
When it's the guy who played at the
right back.
Oh, and he came on and then he was subbed after how many minutes?
He's not coming back.
There's something we say in Ghana.
Don't come back here.
Don't come back again. You see, we are not joking. We are very serious. I hear Tariq Lamptey's thing very soon will be approved.
Yes, it's done, basically, really.
Done.
He's coming.
No more. If I got 2 work at 7 in a robe, back and covering, overtaking. We are very serious.
90 overlapping for 90 minutes.
If they can get Wakaso a team, they should try and get in the team.
But I have a team list of Shenzhen here, and Wakaso is listed in the 2022.
No more Shenzhen.
Yeah, but you say you didn't have a team.
Has he gone to Shenzhen?
No, he's here. But he requested for that. Yeah, the Chinese Super League just started.
Eh? He didn't go for preseason.
No.
But he could be called to
the national team. He was doing preseason here.
At league. Just look at the way we are playing.
Maybe he requested for the time off.
Look, if he's a key player of Shenzhen, what's the name?
Shenzhen FC.
Shenzhen.
Shenzhen
FC. If he's indeed a player of Shenzhen, recovering from a major injury, granting, during preseason, would they not summon him into China for the medics to actually look at the extent of injury?
You make an interesting point because at the start of the season, the first game of the season, Frank Champon played. They play for the same team.
That is
and he scored.
Frank Champon has a team.
No, the same team.
And not all he plays for Shenzhen.
And he scored. On the opening day.
On the opening day.
Yes.
So if we are calling a player from Shenzhen, it should be Frank Champon. Mubarak Wakaso.
That's a good point. That's a fair point.
Fix our team, look, so that we'll make proper headway.
For me, look, the Wakaso thing here.
Yeah, Shenzhen played today too, and Frank Champon scored again. The only goal of the game, they won.
He was jogging at Lagos.
See, me, okay, this Wakaso thing here.
Charlie.
Look, we can't overlook the fact that we need him. He is
maybe not as a starter.
You see, you are not taking 23 players. We are not. It's a squad you are taking, and the squad needs to be beefed up. It needs to have very important, essential abilities, and yes, in order to compete at the World Cup. You can't just go and you see when Otuado talks about experience, you can't just go with form and talent, because we've seen players go to major competitions and wilt under pressure. I don't think anybody had a better domestic season going into the Euros than Bruno Fernandes. But he went into the Euros and he couldn't handle it. After 2 games, he was sitting on the bench. And it was Renato Sanchez, who was now picking up form, who went his first start in that competition was against France, world champions. And he was probably the man of the match in that game. Competitions are very... Look, they are not... It's not like a normal league game. There are so many dynamics to it. So if you have somebody who's been there before, has been at major competitions, understands the temperament of these things, let them go. And especially in an area where we are lacking. If you look at our midfield, we've spoken about, we are sitting here, we don't trust Baba. We don't trust, there are faults in Baba's game. There are some areas in Edmond Ado's game that we don't necessarily approve of. Maybe he will go, maybe he will not go. Even Elisha Owusu, we've just seen 45 minutes of him playing.
We should see more.
Yeah, we should see more. Maybe in September we'll see more. But as of now, if we are making an assessment, we've just seen 45 minutes. We know what Wakaso can do. As recently as the final group game in the World Cup qualifier against South Africa, he was brilliant.
That was 9 months ago.
Yes, it was 9 months ago. But it's still recent in international football sense. Look, that was a game that needed a certain level of temperament to play. We saw some of the young players fielded in that game who didn't show up. I will not mention their names. But that game, you see, it was not just Ghana versus South Africa. It was going into that game. It was a must-win game. And if you look at the body language and the performances of some of the senior players on the pitch, they proved why they were senior players on the pitch. So if you have a space in your team and you can accommodate Mubarak Wakaso, why not? Secondly, Wakaso is a very good influence in the dressing room. We know what the players say about him.
Yeah.
So if you have him in the camp, it also helps.
It helps.
Yeah,
So,
but the question is...
The question I'm saying there, if he's not playing football anywhere,
look,
he can't go to the
on that last point, Daniel.
I want to take him. That's why I'm crying that they should get a team for him to play.
Yeah, do you think that the Black Stars, as it is now, does not have big characters in the dressing room, so much so that we need Wakaso?
Even when he's not playing?
Let me tell you the importance of Wakaso. We know that in September, I call them the killers. In September, the killers are coming. The foreign-born Ghanaians, the likes of Tariq Lamptey and Co. They are coming. Nketsia and Co. They are coming.
Hawks all do it. Oh no,
look at the national team experience. The national team experience of this current squad. And let me just throw something into this. If you watch the Central African Republic game, on paper the squad looked good, but they lacked a lot of experience. They were not players who had played in the Black Stars for a long time. But individually with their clubs, we saw that they are good players. But when they went on the field, there was something lacking. You need a certain volume of players or a certain percentage of players who understand the team culture, who can go in there and set the tempo for the rest of the guys.
Somebody say he's currently, Wakaso is currently playing a match at Accra Sports Stadium.
Look, I don't, frankly speaking, I don't think the Ayew brothers are enough to do that job. And if you are talking about players with tournament experience who are almost guaranteed a place at the 2022 World Cup, it's like the Ayew brothers. Who else has enough AFCONs that, let's say from 2015? How many guys from the 2015 to the 2017, 2019 team are going? Very few.
Yeah, you see, the counter argument to that is that if you want a player with enough AFCONs, then take Jan.
I mean, no.
Because Wakaso, no, you see, no, it's true. No, Daniel, you see, that is what Coach Nimley is saying. It is true that Wakaso may not play a single minute.
Let me ask you a simple question. If you look at Jan's fitness right now and you look at Wakaso's fitness, who is in a much better
will Wakaso play?
Who is in a much better
No, you are not making the argument about who will influence a game. You are making an argument about who will influence a dressing room.
No,
and I'm saying that.
No, you don't get me. Let me land. I'm also saying if you watch the Wakaso's performance in the Japan game and if you compare it to the Chile game, there's improvement.
Huh?
Oh, come on. The Japan game, he was absolutely terrible.
Of course,
terrible.
You saw the way he was breathing, isn't it?
Yes, I'm saying there was a certain level of improvement in the Chile game.
But the Chile game was a very bad.
If you say Wakaso is not fit, okay, if you say Wakaso is not fit, it is different from if you say Wakaso is not fit. It's like it's with time we can work on his fitness. That's athletes. If he's not fit today, it doesn't mean in 3 months' time he will not be fit. You get me? So you can't say because he's not fit today, completely get him out of your plans. And I'm showing you the importance of the player. So if you can get him to a certain level of fitness with all these attributes that surround him, why don't you take him? There are much worse players that we should be talking about. That's my point. Players who don't have experience, players who are not seeing top. And in that particular position, in the midfield area, if we are saying we should take out Wakaso, if we are saying we should take out Edmond Ado, then who are you bringing in? If Partey is coming in, if something happens to Partey, what are we going to do? If something happens to Elisha Usu, what are we going to do? You need that experience. Look, a game like Uruguay.
We are not saying the same thing, Danny. The fundamental requirement going to a World Cup, he needs to play. If he plays regularly, he's the first team of my team.
And you see,
but he's not playing.
No, you're right, coach. Fent has said, even in the 2022 roster, if he was not playing for Shenzhen, they wouldn't have named him in their squad. Once he's in their squad, we can sit here and say there's a possibility he return to the team. Once they've named him in the official team, which is registered with the Chinese league, there's a possibility.
No, I think the two of you are saying the same thing.
Yes.
If Wakasu is playing,
exactly.
coach has no issue.
So
he plays.
Yes,
so until he plays, the Blaster is not a charity home.
No, but I get you. But the World Cup is not starting next week. It's starting in November.
Preparation starts now.
Yes, but it's starting in November.
It starts now.
Players are on holiday in Europe. Doesn't mean they are not.
There's a long time. There's even a new European season coming.
You know why?
It's a long
time. So I think the bottom line is that yes, no, coach. I think you and Daniel are making exactly the same point.
Once he's fit, he should go.
Yes.
He's one of the first players.
I think the only variance with your points is that Daniel thinks it doesn't matter his fitness levels, you could still use him.
No, and that is
where that is where you differ. Nathan, bring some balance into this.
I'm very torn on two things. One, this Wakaso business. And I completely understand Daniel Cranton's point as to why you need an experienced head in the squad. Because you see, young players will break under pressure. And you need somebody to hold their hand and guide them through. This morning I was listening to Draymond Green of the Golden State Warriors. He was talking about
podcast to listen to.
He was talking about Andre Iguodala. And he says Iguodala didn't play much this season. But what he did for the youngsters in the team, and Draymond Green said what he did for him when he joined the Warriors many years ago is important. So having that experience is needed. And especially in a Black Stars camp where we know all kinds of crazy things happen, you need somebody to balance out the power and to make sure that...
Not even to cut you. Let me give you a prime example, okay? When we were going to the 2010 World Cup, it was like a chunk of players from the under-20. The team was in transition. It was virtually a very young team that we took to the 2010 World Cup. If you looked at our peers' performances that season, the guy had an injury until last minute. I think he even entered the team with
I just signed for this Serbian team for Vodina or something.
In terms of fitness, he should have been nowhere close to the team. But he had that experience. And it was that sort of experience that you know that if he's at least 65-70% fit, he can add something very valuable. Not necessarily on the pitch, but if he can be with the group and offer that sort of guidance that the group needs, it will be very valuable.
As for even players not even playing and
I have a question.
not having clubs,
can I ask a question?
There's a famous story of Fabrice Aqua leading Angola to the World Cup without a club.
Yeah.
He played the whole qualifiers, went to the World Cup, was their best player in the qualifiers, their best player at the World Cup. He didn't have a football club.
Can I ask a question?
When you cite such an example, he is by far their best player. Wakaso is not our best player. Why should we give him that treatment?
Can I ask a question? If you say you want someone to give leadership, and let's say you don't have a club, you bring them as a coach or something? I'm just asking, isn't there another way to bring them rather than use a spot in their squad?
That's my point. That's my point with this thing. If you are saying that you are talking like Wakaso has retired. He hasn't retired, and I'm saying that you see, I'm saying that once you've seen him registered in the Chinese, look, you don't know the agreement.
I get that point that there's still a lot of time, so we shouldn't conclude now.
Calm down.
Nathan.
I think in all of this, Otuado,
calm down for all the players who didn't do well. We should calm down.
That one too is true.
We should calm down for all of them.
It's true.
We should calm down for all the other players.
It's true.
That's fair. Daniel made the point. Daniel made the point that if you can get a player to be close to 100%, that helps because the experience is not only what you tell these young boys off the pitch. The experience will also be needed on the pitch when they are cracking under pressure and he's there with them, telling them, hey, you, run here, stand here, do this, do that, or give me the ball and let me guide you. So I think it works both ways. One, Mubarak Wakaso needs to be active.
Yes.
If not to be 100%, to be at least 70%, so that when you call him in 30 minutes, he can give you something.
Exactly.
So getting a club to play is key, but his experience is needed. So I feel that somehow the managers of the Black Stars need to do something to make sure that one, that experience is not wasted, but two, you also don't take him when he becomes a liability, and that is the decision. But the other part that gets me torn is the midfield issue, and I go back to look at a player like Baba Idrisu. Look, to be fair to him, I always say this, and all of us who follow football will know that you can't play in an Liga team consistently for 2-3 years if your passing is off. So it's not like his passing is great. So I don't know what it is. Maybe
their structure is off.
Maybe the structure is off. Maybe also I don't need to tell him that, okay, can the passing be a bit more adventurous? We want it to be a bit more vertical. Something that kind of helps to start a process. Maybe we are just telling him, play it safe, give the ball to Partey and let him work his own magic. So I feel that with Baba Idrisu, he's needed. You need a player like him. You do need a player with his quality because you can't play in Spain for 2 years if you're a bad player. Yeah. And in his position, look at his contemporaries in that position. That's Sergio Busquets, Frankie de Jong, Kroos and others. I mean, even Rodri. Rodri, all of them know how to pass the ball. So if he's playing in Spain, it means that he can pass the ball. Maybe the passing may need to be a bit more adventurous. Maybe it may need to be a bit more high risk, but I don't think it's in his game. So I feel that Otuado also has maybe role clarity, maybe team structure. I don't know what it is. But I feel there's something in Baba Idrisu that is vital. Maybe he doesn't have it, or we want to restrict him to keeping the passing safe for others to be the adventurous passers. Or we unlock him more and let him try something else.
Imagine we are at the World Cup. We are playing against Portugal. And Tariq Lamptey is isolated with that left foot back of Portugal. Or Hudson Odoi with that right.
Yes.
We need any of our midfielders, including Baba, to stand wherever he is. Bang! Straight! Come on, take him on.
Chris, so I'm saying that
Take him on.
Chris, it could mean that maybe structure-wise we have not. Maybe he has it, but we haven't allowed him to express
the
it.
coaches will have the
Maybe
he's a good player
Yes.
because of the manner he wins in
He's a very good player.
wins back.
Yes,
He's a very good
that's
footballer.
that quality he has. It. That's what I'm saying. It's one of two things. It's either he doesn't have the adventurous passing and we need somebody else to do it, or he has it and we are restricting him.
Oh, you see, and with the Baba point, when you watch him at La Liga, and you see, that's why we need to separate the two mediums. When you watch him in La Liga, he seems very comfortable.
That's what I'm
There are
saying.
some games I've watched in La Liga, and he actually looks like a number 8. He will pass the ball, move. He seems very
So
comfortable.
maybe
but when
maybe
it comes
it's the
to Black
structure.
Stars,
I don't get it.
Yeah, I think
there's something lacking there. And
what-
I'm saying you need to judge a player based, if you are, especially when the player has national team experience. Let's judge him on national team performances, because you can't say that you are hoping that when he gets to the World Cup, he will channel his club performances. No, we saw Sane being dropped from the 2018 team because Lowe told him that when you come to the national team, you don't play like the way you play at Man City. So somebody who does well in the national team
Friends,
will go ahead of you.
what my headache now with the Black Stars has to be with who leads the attack.
Oh, it's simple.
Because this team is
Inaki Williams and
I'm coming. This team is struggling to score. And we are struggling to
Mundo
score.
de Portugal say he's not coming.
And we are struggling to score, I think. We are struggling.
It's not who, it's a what.
It was a newspaper, Spanish newspaper.
They are not correct.
You get it? I think we are struggling to score because of two reasons. One, we don't create enough chances. And two, when we do, the person at the end of that chance is struggling to put the ball into the net.
So what has to happen?
I think Otuado needs to ask himself a few key questions. What kind of target man does he want? Somebody who can hold the ball and bring others in, or somebody who can finish off the chances? I ask because we've had Andre Ayew play in that position. We've had Benjamin Nketsia try out in the Chile game. We've played with Felix Afinajan against Nigeria, against Central African Republic, and some other game, and Madagascar. And we watched Andre Ayew play. He came off the bench to play against the Central African Republic, and you could clearly see what he could do. What can Andre do? I always feel that if Andre is playing, get somebody close to him so that you can feel his impact more. But with Afinajan, what are we trying? Are we playing it as a channel for him to run into? Is he playing wide to bring others in? What about Benjamin Nketsia? There's a certain physicality. When I look at him, I feel that there's a certain physicality we can tap into, but that can be, you can guide him as to
We
what
saw
you want,
glimpses of it
what you
against,
want from him.
Chile.
He has to go.
You understand?
He has to go.
We saw glimpses. He's the only one that gives us a different dimension.
Yes. So I feel that again. I feel that
winning balls in the air. Or what?
Yeah, but you don't have any player like that. And there are games where you will need that. You said it yourself.
Winning balls in the air.
Oh, wow.
What call? Let me know. Everything. I'm telling you honestly.
So whatever it is,
Coach, why are you so rattled?
No, but we've seen Amanayo.
No, but
Okay,
you see,
so if you want someone in the mold of Benjamin Nketsia and you don't want Benjamin Nketsia right now, who would you choose?
Inaki Williams. He's better than Benjamin Nketsia.
Why
do you have Inaki?
Why you don't even have Inaki Williams?
Anyway,
I feel that that's an
Coach,
area.
let's be
that
fair.
is an
and
area.
Talk about the players we do have right now.
So, Coach, it's okay.
You see, so I feel that Coach Otuado needs to work out those portions. One, figuring out who it is that will create those chances, and two, the person at the end of the chance. Because I feel we have a lot of good runners, but we are still thinking long and hard as to when the chance falls in the box. Do we have somebody to smash it in every time? Because in the World Cup, you won't get 10 chances.
Isn't one of our problems, you talk about chance creation here. Isn't one of the problems, you talk about also, you said we don't create enough, but then you also go on and say we have really good runners. No, you say we have really good runners.
Yeah, I feel that we've got good runners.
Why aren't they getting the passes? This is from the midfielders.
See,
People have been frustrated with Kudus
Yes,
Mohammed.
you see, it comes. That's what I'm saying. It comes back to
So that one is coaching. Also, Kudus' problem is coaching. If I'm the boss, you demarcate where he does those 360 turns unproductive football. He should be told that until you find yourself in that position, you don't necessarily turn 360. Because there are times if you look at the way he plays, if you bring in Nketsia and Tariq Lamptey, Nketsia,
the football is very direct these days.
So if Nketsia takes off and you turn, he needs to check and come back and rewind. What is that?
That slows the attack.
So he should. Could this matter? Have you watched him? Do you watch him in Ajax?
I did.
He doesn't play
I had
like
that conversation with Daniel the other day.
He doesn't play like that when
No,
he's
he
playing
doesn't.
that.
It's a different system.
Pushes the ball forward.
Yeah.
1, 2, pa, 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 and they are going. So he can be. Look, all Otoado needs to do about him, go and pick his Ajax clips and say, look, young man, why is it that when you are here, this is the way you play? But when you come here, you.
But some people say they are different positions. Because in Ajax, he plays as part of a double pivot.
Yes, as part of the double pivot.
In Ghana, he's the tip of the
He's
the
in the
diamond.
hole. He's like in a hole.
No,
So he has more creative.
yeah, he's the tip of the diamond.
And your creative freedom doesn't involve 360 useless things.
Please, Riquelme was not doing 360 by heart too. When we talk about top playmakers, they weren't doing that.
They're not doing 360
Because which
Kudus
coach?
is not doing his job. Kudus is creating chances. He's created more chances than any number 10 in the two.
Could he have created more?
He could have created more. That's our point.
He's creating chances, getting assists, scoring goals, and your concern is about the turning. The turning is because the number 9 in front of him is slow.
Which is Benjamin Nketsia.
It's not.
No, but it's not Benjamin.
He's only played one game. No, so I'm struggling to reconcile the two statements. See, listen, coach. I'm struggling to reconcile the two statements. Coach, I'm trying to reconcile the two statements for Nathan and Daniel. Nathan says we have good runners. Afenajan runs into spaces. Daniel says Kudus is standing because we don't have good runners and they are slow.
Friend, I've told you, I feel that. Like I told you, as for Kudus, I feel it's just a light switch thing. I think the coach needs to just tell him that, see, Mr. Gentleman.
Okay, less standing. All right, that makes sense. Less standing for Kudus. We'll see.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, coach.
We had Kojo Asamoah playing in that role. Kojo Asamoah technically is a better player than Kudus. But he himself was not turning.
Yeah, but he had the 360 in him.
That's why he's called.
He was not turning.
Sports Panorama brought to you by Bell Beverages and Access Bank. Bell Beverages just made 2022 a lot more exciting with Bell Chill and Win promotion. Simply buy bottles of your favorite Bell Tamaranda, Bell Cola, Puka, Big Balls, Squeeze, Breeze, Bell Malt, and more. Remove at least 20 labels, put them in an envelope with your name and contact. Drop them at any Bell Beverages depot or accredited distributor across the country and stand a chance of winning fantastic prizes in the Bell Chill and Win monthly draws on TV, on radio, and on social media. Prizes include home furniture, appliances, hampers of Bell products, shopping vouchers, and the grand prize of a Kia Picanto in the final raffle draw. Remember, the more envelopes you drop, the more your chances of winning. Bell, Chill and Win. Everyone is a winner. If you want more information, call 0544 33 5800 900. For more information, the number again 0544 33 5800 0544 33 5800 or the same 0544 33 5900 for more information. Follow Bell Beverages on social media platforms. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is being run on the Caritas Lottery platform. Bell Beverages, refreshing the nation. And Access Bank, also proud sponsors of this program. What are you waiting for? Walk into any Access Bank today and ask for information on all of their wonderful products. Choose your banking partner wisely. Choose Access Bank always. All right, your messages are welcome on Twitter. Hashtag is Sports Panorama. On WhatsApp, the phone number to send your messages to is 054 9986 996. Some of you have sent in messages here. Let me read those that have come through on our WhatsApp platform. This was a Charlie. That Manaf Nuruddin guy is our Tamale Peter Cech. He did so well during the penalties. Impressive, says that is Chief from Medina Estate. This Josh from Kofodia says, Fent, my head is even paining me. I checked Twitter, right baby cry with no sign. Americans and Lala there. All right. This message is from Kwabena Ejri. And he says he's listening live from Dansuman Sahara. I'm sure the under 17 is sold to Parkway Fabian, and I like the April and May fixtures for Man United. Lambert from Dodoa says, good evening, Fentuo and team. If these are the only players we have available for the Black Stars, then we should rethink, because I had serious hope in Otuado, but with what I'm seeing, I have to manage my expectations. Anyway, kind regards to all members of Football Fans Fraternity, especially Moses Tekpa and Nati Chabati. They love the show. All right, shouts to them. Gala from Zam City says, this thing coach has been saying that Wakelek Bonomo slogan is the anthem for incoming Zuku players. Roxy in Nigerian Ghana said,
it's Bruno Fernandes Zuku.
You have criticized him a lot this season.
No, but
you called him Zuku.
Even Messi has been criticized.
Okay.
Messi.
This one says, let's forget about Nunes and Haaland transfers for now, but how on earth is Tottenham getting Bissouma for £25 million? That automatically gives Spurs a title challenge next season. And the World Cup will be won by Argentina. Roxing is famously predicting the World Cup.
We have to say Bissouma had a year left on his contract.
So that
drove the price down, yes.
Farouk Headliner at Lakeside Estate says, why is everyone jumping on Bowley and saying it's his fault we haven't bought any players yet? It's not his fault. We do negotiations so slowly. It happened last year. No one said a word for Roman, but now because he's not a fan favorite, it's his fault for everything. I blame Lukaku for some of this, though. All right. Shadrach at Central University says, actually, Todd has started giving excuses already. He said FFP has warned Chelsea, and he fears the club might be sanctioned for purchasing players at higher prices. Lepu Mama in a Bree says, good evening. My Panorama crew, Coach Chris, please, today, spare my baby boy Atiziki. He just had a bad day in the office. Trust me, he will come back stronger. And he says, Sadio Mane will be missed. Listening to you live from Mama,
I'm the godfather of Ati. This is his father in football. If you meet him anywhere, ask him, he will tell you.
Okay. Marcus from Tema says, boss, Fent, let me get this out. Even before the show starts. Today, we want an editorial on the NBA season and thoughts on the postseason and the status of Carey among the greats. I would love to hear your analysis, and most especially Nathan's. All right, we'll see if you can spare some time for that. I've got 2 basketball heads in the building, so you're sorted. Moses Kofi Noy in Ablekumasau says, thank you guys for the ticket to watch the match last week. Saturday, Thomas Tuchel must scout for better replacement for Lukaku to leave. And he says, 3, help our under 17. He said, God, help our under 17 to beat Togo tonight to seal our qualification. Well, that's happened. And Jay Inside Teshi says, all the teams can be breaking records and be buying players. We'll be here. And Chelsea will take 6 points from all of them. Next season, beware of Chelsea. Kofi Nkasua says, Coach Nimley has become a songo on your program. He's always criticizing the Black Stars call-out game performance. Has he ever praised the Black Stars before? Coach, you've been praising the Black Stars.
This man, maybe he's a living dead. He's been working. And
what has been praised? Look at the way he praised Manaf.
No enjoyable program it way. Manaf, I said what? He goeth to the World Cup.
As number 2.
Yeah.
Richard Ofori number 1. Daniel Amati Edumomi. Tariq Lamptey.
Oh, Charlie.
Nketsia.
Oh, Charlie.
Inaki Williams. Hawks no do it. Selection on Wimvio. Omonobo Jamie.
Okay, let's move on. That's Coach think
those are the killers.
Yeah,
the killers.
This one's
coming to finish the job.
Tekinam. Let me see that message at the top there. The Tekinam Wisdom says he's disappointed with my comments on the medals. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I saw the medal.
We'll get to it, Coach. Let me finish the messages.
What?
This one says, does Coach think Ibrahim Imoro should have been called after the Black Stars?
The protocol left
yeah.
back. I don't think so. I don't think he's.
I
he's
think
a good
I
player.
think he should have. I think
he's a good player.
He's the best left back in the
Maybe he
Ghana
can
Premier
rival
League.
Babarama.
Black Stars, best left back in the Black Stars. Not about being the best in the Ghana.
Yeah, but
is he better than Babarama?
No,
is he better than Gideon Mensah?
He's better than Dennis Kosa.
Is he better than Babarama or Gideon?
We are talking about.
They call
three
Dennis
left backs.
Kosa.
Yes,
I
we're
think
talking
he's
about
better
three
than
left
Kosa.
backs. Yes,
Is he
and
better than Babarama?
you ask those two questions.
Two of them will go to the World
not
Cup.
the World Cup. This is should have, not should be.
Should have.
Yes.
Oh, we call 33. If you didn't make it, then you are not going to make it.
That's not the point. You see, that's the thing. We cried over Duncan's exclusion all the time, but there were always 23 players. Where he wasn't called, we cried. So it is fair for someone else to cry. It is fair for he's not a left back.
He can play a left back.
But you see,
left back.
But you see, fans, you've been complaining about ball progression and that kind of stuff. If Duncan was there, I don't think we'd be saying that the ball is not moving forward.
Oh, so would have moved forward with
but I'm saying that. So that's not even the argument. The argument is whether or not it is fair to complain about. Yes.
If you say no,
yeah, for the Japan thing.
Yes.
And who said he's taken? Who said he's better than Kosa?
No more Kosa.
Thank you, coach.
Let's move on. You saw him at Black Stars, but when you see him at Ghana,
he was dashing goals.
But he's not even the left.
He was dashing goals at the
I'm even shocked.
He dashed.
I like Kosa, but we all know that he's not even the best left back in the Ghana Premier League. Good evening, guys. I heard United is pushing for De Jong, but trust me, news coming from De Jong's camp says he's willing to play on an empty stomach instead of moving to United. Aaron from me.
Aaron, you are the one feeding De Jong's family.
Coach, Coach, don't do that. Don't do that. Zylis Twins in London says, don't take Wakasu to the World Cup. Jay Inside Tisha says, what's up with Schlop, JC, and a Champon? This one says, I'm enjoying your show. Has Jonathan Mensah recovered from his head injury against CAR? Coach Ninja and also, he's even back training with his club and all that. He's fine. Relax,
it's
coach.
Clear. You see, you don't want to tell these things. The World Cup, the pace is very intense.
There was one incident and that had a lot to do with positioning other than just the pace.
Look, can you imagine that Rafael Leah ball running? Jonathan Mensah,
coach. Let me go on. Nana from Kwashima says, good evening to the best sports screen GH. This transfer window, when Man United tried to imply there's no value in the market, remember Bayern Munich are signing Mane, Gravenberch and Mazraoui for less than £52 million. Y'all know my monitoring and considering.
Let's stop this thing. When they buy players who have 1 year left on their contracts for low fees,
his point is, what about you? You can't
but that one you can't say is value in the market because those players, you need any of those players. Maybe Mazraoui, maybe you want a new right back, but we have to look at. We have to be fair to clubs.
That all of these players, including Man you don't need them.
I don't see what Man need a six. Who's
Sadio Mane signed for Man United? He won't.
That is another question. But have United even tried?
Gentleman who signed for United.
Let's move on. Leslie Nee from Ebri says, please tell Daniel Crampton that Renato Sanchez was invited to the Portugal team for the Euros because he played regularly for his club team that season, unlike Wakasu, who isn't playing for any team. Ashimeru over Wakasu, he says. And Gansin from Kasua says, Asamoah Kra hasn't retired yet. In fact, he is the general captain.
We need a last dance.
Roxing in Nigerian Ghana says, let's forget about Nunes and Haaland transfers for now. But how on earth
you've read this one?
Okay, I've read that earlier. Okay, Ni from Osu says, Ni from Osu says, if it's all about experience, then I think we should call Antoniana, who is still playing actively. The likes of Duncan and Majid Ashmira are playing actively in their respective clubs, and we're still here talking about Wakasu, experience there, and Kawika as well. Recall Antoniana, who is still playing actively. All right. Kofi Kasua says, okay, Gary Bale and Hazard don't get playing time in Madrid, but are regular for their nations. Like Wales and Belgium. Why is coach always on Wakasu and others that are not regularly
the best players in the team?
When you talk about these things, Gary is the best player Wales as a country has ever produced.
Kensika Kama, like Fabrice Aqua.
So he will go.
It's not like he doesn't deliver to.
He goes,
Aqua. He qualified them for the World Cup.
They can sleep the whole year. Then when he's Wales, he will score 3 goals.
Speaking of which, Suzu Graham, do you know Fabrice Aqua?
Oh yeah, the guy with the big head.
No, that is
not the Al-Ali player. That's Flavio. Hey,
Fabio, he had braids.
Hey, sorry, wrong guy. I was only 10 years old.
You come on Panorama and come and disgrace yourself.
It's okay, it's fine. Forgive. Let's move.
You the one first. He called my salary house. Now he put me on the spot. So he wants me dead. He wants me dead.
Let me read a couple more, and we can do some don't come stories now. This one says, I just hope and pray that the likes of Tariq and Quao will be well integrated into the Ghanaian culture. Just dancing as an initiation is not good enough. The management team should take the boys through a program to make them feel like they belong. I agree with you. I've been calling for this for a long time. Yeah.
They're not even thinking about that.
Yeah.
Remember Tony Balfour said they should even start by having offices.
Yeah. Ni Adote Mofat says, please, as for the World Cup, the last shall surely be the last. If you know, you know. Things need to be done the right way. All right, guys. Quite a lot is happening in the transfer market. Pogba is trending. As Man United fans are very upset about the comments in the documentary, the content of the documentary. Arsenal have signed a player. It's called Vieira. You see Vieira now, they are signing. Liverpool have signed 3 players already. Man City already. As you're aware, we know they only made announcement and he spoke a lot. I like the announcement video though. That whole switching from wearing the City jersey of 2010 to the one of 2020. That is incredible. Haaland said he was born in England as being a Man City fan all his life. City, so it's not one of those empty rhetorics.
His dad played for City, so it makes sense.
Like Lukaku. Okay. Lukaku is in the market as well. Inter Milan want to take him back. Chelsea want players in return. Inter Milan say no, we will give you 5 million.
Which players do Chelsea want?
I heard Denzel Dumfries.
Okay.
The Dumfries has been mentioned. And I'm wondering why they're not asking for Lautaro. but where do we start? You see, we'll start with the Donko meeting. That is the appropriate place to start.
A Donda also is Donko me time. One place, mate, for sale, 120 cheap. Donko me, oh, Donko me. We dey loan this player $1,000. Donko me, oh, Donko me. For the striker, we can consider. We know they see you use Tina Boka.
So ghosts are Sansa Taurus. Now on time she goes a prince of ghosts. Now on one yard drinks a Teves. And then your coach one come at home. A Donda also.
Don't call me, oh, don't call me.
Let's go. It's don't call me time.
Don't call me, oh, don't call me.
It's don't call me time.
Don't call me, oh, don't call me.
Catch that.
Tina Boka. Don't call me, oh, don't call me.
Catch that. It's don't call me time.
That's right, guys. Let's go. Where to start? Coach, let's start from Pogba and his documentary. The content, obviously he's leaving, but now we know the circumstances surrounding his exit. And United fans are not happy.
He's not serious.
But he's leaving.
He should leave.
And he has done a documentary.
And that in that documentary, there's nothing serious in the documentary. There's nothing serious. You, when I finish, you can talk your own.
Don't watch the documentary.
I don't watch the documentary. I don't need to watch. I've read script from the documentary. I don't need to go and watch the documentary. It's not serious. We spent £89 million on you. Mm-hmm. Gave you £290,000 a week for 6 years. You've chopped that money. You've not even, your assists and your goals put together is not even up to 50.
Is that true?
That's not true.
Check. How many goals?
Check. Oh, check. Fentuo, check.
No, you don't need to check.
No, check. If it's not true, bring the actual figures out. Check.
That's not true.
Check.
I'm sure his assists and goals combined will be almost 100.
But in your trial, walk well.
Check. It'll
be more than 50.
Approaching 100.
Yes.
Approaching 100.
Okay, you continue.
That's not it.
Approaching 100.
I'll go and check.
It's not serious. You come and play football. come and play football. Come and enjoy yourself. You say, we put McTominay by you so you can't play. When the ball comes to you yourself, when the ball comes to you, what were you doing with the ball?
Coach might be right too.
No, when you check what statistics.
29 goals overall.
Overall, in 2 years.
In
In 6 years.
29 goals and
In 6
goals
years.
and assists. I'm coming.
6 years. 29 goals. But why they
29 goals, 38 assists. That's just in the league.
In 6 years, put all together.
That's
all
just in the league.
That's just in the league.
That's
He's
just
not
in the
scored
league.
more than
That
30
was
goals.
So 60. So
He's not scored more than
67.
Bruno Fernandes in 2.5 years, he scored over 50 goals. Add the assist to it. Buburuja.
More than Pogba.
Bebre bam. You couldn't concentrate on football. Today you dye your hair orange. Today you dye it blue. Tomorrow green, violet, wine. What is that? What sort of player is this? Now come and go. You say we didn't give you money. How much money are you going to take at Juventus? We offered.
He's taking a pay cut.
No, but what was he expecting? Why did he make the statement that we've given him nothing? Based on this performance,
He said you claim you value a player and
No,
you
but
give him nothing.
Chris, his point is that
Point is
United.
what?
Wait, hold on. Relax.
See, there's so much context to it.
There's context. So
context
he said
he couldn't perform on the pitch.
United did not offer him a new offer. They didn't present a new
deserve
offer.
one?
But
he
they
truly
wanted to
deserve
trigger
one?
the 1 year, and he wasn't happy.
If you look at what teams look up to give players contract, look at Kevin De Bruyne. He deserves a contract extension. He gets it with cheeky ease. Pogba.
You can't come and be demanding.
You can't come and be demanding.
You have to earn it.
Yeah. You can't come on. Now I put the black man here. Oh yeah, here come on. That no delay floor here. No end product. No end product to his game.
29 goals.
He should leave Manchester United alone and go.
Okay.
You have decided to go. We say go.
Now,
Already, all your Twitter followers, everything dropped. Now he wants to associate the name Manchester with himself so that people will see him to be significant. What's significant?
right? If he was significant without Man U, that's why you paid 89 million pounds for him.
Go to, you see, when I say
You paid a record fee for him.
you see, the fact of them, you see, you are not getting it.
Okay, I'm
He
listening.
was significant. We made him even more significant.
And
Maybe
now
that's
he's
the way.
back to being significant.
There's
Okay.
a clear difference.
He's more
than just being significant.
Because significant is a gradable adjective.
That is the problem. You see, look,
Significant, more significant, most
significant.
Thank you.
I mean, whoa. You should go. You see, Sadio Mane has left Liverpool. The Liverpool supporters, they are not happy he's leaving. Genuinely do a sample. Go sampling worldwide. Go and ask the United fan, are you sad Pogba is leaving? Even here, let's do a survey here. There are 3 United fans here. Let's do a survey right there. Do it.
Coach Nimley.
Do it quick.
Please,
do it quick.
Coach, are you happy to see Paul Pogba leave?
He should have been long gone.
Mr. Quao, are you happy to see Pogba leave?
I don't know how I
You
feel
have to give
about
us yes or
Pogba.
no, right?
Yes or no answer.
No, he's abstaining.
No, I can't abstain. I'm not abstaining. I'm just being. That's my genuine answer. I don't know how I feel about
you.
it.
This man, you always like to sit on the fence.
You don't get it.
You don't sit on the fence.
You don't get it. I understand. That should even tell you that.
You don't. Yes, that's my genuine. That's. I don't know how to feel about it.
So the fact that you don't support him staying means that it's okay. So that will be taken as a yes.
Yes, you should go.
So it's for Coach Nimley.
Yes.
Granted, you have automatically lost. We won't ask you.
Don't ask him because we don't know the answer.
But still, 33% is significant. So.
You understand? So what I'm saying is, he should leave United alone. We bought him for the first time. We trained him. He and Mino Raila saw the need to leave on the free. We went back and said, look, you are the prodigal son. If you do something against your father will forgive you. Come back home. He came back. High price. We brought him back. Fill out home. We say, give me Matic. I need somebody to stabilize me. Play me on the left. Play me on the right. DM. Everywhere. We did everything.
How many players did you sign to free him?
Just to free him. Just to free one player.
Yeah.
Bruno came no free.
Yeah. You see,
Bruno walked into the team.
I said it the last time that even Mandela didn't need that many people to free him.
From the prison. What is that? So if he decides that he's going, he should leave our team and go.
Danny K, your thoughts on this Pogba thing?
Charlie, let's provide some context there. Look, let me ask a simple question.
I'll answer.
How many big money signings have Man United made in the last 7 years? Who have gone on to perform? Who have gone on to perform?
Oh, Zlatan performed.
Zlatan was free.
So he's a signing. He
I said
performed.
big money signings.
He was paid big salaries. Tell him.
He
He was paid big wages. So
Bruno
that's
has
money.
performed,
Zlatan,
isn't it?
Bruno, Maguire, Pogba, Di Maria, Sanchez.
As for Maguire and
Just
this,
two out of this list performed.
Even Sancho is on the bench.
Even
He's
Sancho.
on the fence.
Sancho is performed. He will perform.
Not way.
He hasn't yet performed.
But don't conclude because he's still there. He's actually
saying so far.
He has 6 seasons.
Yes, but he's flopped in his
Pogba
first
flopped for 6 seasons.
He has,
6 seasons.
He has flopped in his first season.
At least 5 more to go.
There is a clear lack of structure at Man United. And if you pay any serious team that pays 89 million pounds for a player, will have a clear plan, have a clear identity, know exactly how they are going to use the player. Pogba's time at Man U just showed that this guy, they bought him not knowing how they were going to integrate him in the team. First season, different role. Look, even last season, for example, he played about 5 different roles in this Man United team. And it just shows you that either they didn't understand how the player will function the best, or they just bought him for buying sake. And we're just throwing him here and throwing him there. He played as a number 10, he played as a false 9, he played left wing, he played DM, he played as a central midfielder, all over the place. Look, if you want to understand the Pogba thing, for me, I said it from day one. There was an agenda to make him fail from the beginning. Oh, it's true. No matter what he did, he was always painted a bad person. Coach says he flopped for 6 seasons. Yes. His first season, when United won the Europa League, he was voted the best player in the Europa League. How is that flopping? The season that United finished 6th, out Ole's first half
the
season.
caretaker
Yes,
season.
caretaker season. He was voted in the Premier League team of the season. He had the most goals in United, most assists in United, most interceptions in United, most tackles in United. No, you see, we are talking about the players.
And there's the Europa League season.
And I've spoken about the Europa League season. Okay. Look, they are clear. Even the
2
one
out of 6. What about the other 4?
Even the one.
What about
the
the other
one
4?
who called him a virus? The one who called him a virus. When you go back to the All or Nothing documentary on Tottenham Hotspur, when the COVID hit and Man United were going to face Tottenham, that was the second game.
Yeah, they said, Charlie, keep your eyes on Pogba.
Mourinho made a whole look. He briefed his team. And no, you see, the nota, when you listen to Mourinho's words, he told them how United were going to start the game, who would start, and then told his defenders, when Pogba comes on, that's when the danger will come. He will do this and he will do this. That is a rival manager, somebody who came to tell us that Pogba is a virus and made everybody hate him. Even he recognizes the class of the player. If Pogba was so bad, if he was as bad as he was, if you've read the inside news, you know that Manchester City and Pep Guardiola met with him one-on-one. They offered him 2 deals more than Manchester United was giving him, and he still rejected. I don't think Pep will go to an insignificant player, sit down with him, meet with him, tell him how exactly he's going to integrate him into a championship. Insignificant. Let me finish.
Daniel.
Into a championship winning.
Okay, go on, Daniel.
Into a championship winning team, and then have him reject him first time, go back again and have him reject him a second time. I don't think PSG will be calling for somebody who is just average. I don't think Real Madrid will be calling for somebody who is just average. We've all seen that. Look,
so you're saying that the Pogba case, the Pogba situation.
When you even talk about the players that Man United supposedly signed to free him, if you honestly believe,
so this player cannot take any of the blame.
Let me finish.
I was assist yes,
honestly believe.
So Daniel, you're saying the Pogba is faultless.
He's faultless. I don't get it.
Oh, let him
finish. If you tell me that Man United, look, for Paul Pogba, if you tell me that Man United signed certain types of players to try and free him, and you genuinely believe it, then you are not serious. Then
let's be honest, it was only Matic.
Only Matic. Even before Pogba came to Man U,
Everybody knew Manchester United needed a defensive midfielder. The fact that we can sit here today and still say that Man United needs a defensive midfielder, it just shows you the lack of structure and the lack of plan in the team. Because they didn't, if you know Pogba and you know where he came from and you know why he succeeds at France, why he was succeeding in Juventus, and you are paying £89 million for him, you would make sure that at least you have the single most fundamental thing that will make him succeed.
United they were just a Kante signing away from
a shock. You can't tell me Man United, bro.
I told you if 2 United cast out of 7 said Kante was bad, and the board said, okay, he's bad.
We sat here on this show when Man United paid 52 million for Fred, and I said it made no sense. If you saw Fred at Shakhtar, and you said Fred was coming, pure number 8, you said Fred is coming to free Pogba. How does that make sense? Yeah. The only period where I think Man United made sense in their deployment of Pogba was when Ole came. And when he switched, that's when I'm going to tell Nathan that this guy is not serious. You played Matic as a DM, gave Pogba a free role where he was scoring and assisting for fun, carrying the team everywhere. And then Herrera was playing a box-to-box role. The moment Herrera got injured, what did Ole do? He retreated Pogba and started playing Pereira as a number 10.
Unbelievable.
Completely destroyed the whole thing. His entire time at Man United made no statement to show in the footballing sense that they knew how to use the guy. And his comments, let me just put some context to the comments. The British media, when I saw the quote yesterday, I went to shake my head on top of Sky Sport because I didn't yet see the documentary, but I knew it was agenda. When you watch the thing today, Pogba made those statements at the end of last season. When I say last season, the season Chelsea won the Champions League.
Okay.
At the end of last season, at that time, he was text messaging Ole, telling him that, you say you want me to stay. So where is the contract extension? It's left with my contract is ending at the end of this season. So what are you guys doing? Mino was putting pressure on the board. What's up? Because we need to know so that if you are not taking us, we go and talk to other people. And the board was, we'll bring. And what did they do? They triggered an extension. Now, if you know what triggering an extension means to a big player, it's probably you are basically telling him that you don't need it, we are not sure. And that is
offered a different deal.
And then
what performance?
After you say based on what
performance?
Now he's going, you are shouting.
Who is shouting?
Hey, no, Man United fans are shouting.
Nobody.
Leave him.
Okay. That is not true.
No, I've given you context.
Not true. You are the only Man United fan who is not happy for my team. We are all happy.
Okay, guys. Graham, quick comment on Liverpool's new signing before we call it a day. They brought in Darwin Núñez. We
spoke. You said Fabio Vieira.
Oh,
you want Fabio
Vieira?
I
just say Darwin Núñez again. They've paid too much money. He's had 3 knee surgeries at 22. So he's had 3 knee surgeries at 22.
Okay, so your point,
yeah.
3 knee surgeries already.
Yes.
So your point is
very scary signing to pay 80 million for. His knee could fall apart at any moment. Yeah, that's how I see it. And I don't
saying that Liverpool's record signing could be a broken record.
Oh yeah.
Liverpool have signed a quality forward.
I trust Klopp.
I know Liverpool have signed a player.
And another thing, he's only had one good top flight season. This is someone who was playing in Division 2 in Spain 2 years ago. So it's a very quick jump. I'm not saying that he can't make the jump, but it's not a signing that you can check mark and say, yeah, this is definitely going to work out. There's a lot of room for error.
He has time. They signed him to a 5-year deal. He has time.
Yeah.
I think he'll be.
He has time with that botched knee.
He'll be fine.
Charlie, 2 minutes on the Gabi Jesus rumors.
Going to Arsenal. No, first of all, the one they have signed.
Let me talk about Fabio Vieira. I've looked at the stats. This is someone who plays in the center. You can go on transfer markets, look at the position. Second striker, Cam, CM. That's most of it. Maybe he plays on the wing once in a while. But if you have Odegaard when the captain's armband, why are you buying Fabio Vieira? Is he coming to play on the bench? Is he coming to replace Xhaka? Is he coming to replace Partey? I don't understand. Because if you come to replace Xhaka, your midfield will now become like wet paper. Anyone will just be playing too basa. So I don't see the move. Maybe you want to play him on the wing, and maybe that's the thing. But he's not a winger, so I don't see the sense in that. If you're Arsenal, what position do you need to pay money for? A striker. So maybe the Gabriel Jesus makes a bit more sense. Daniel will talk more about Gabriel Jesus. He might not be the answer, but it makes more sense than Fabio Vieira. Because if your budget is limited, 40 million on one player is a bit much for a player you don't necessarily need. And I don't think he's going to improve your team that much. Because is he better than Odegaard? Maybe not. But it's not quite apparent. So it's a bit of a waste of money. So they should have probably bought a backup right back with that money. Maybe 20 million on a backup right back. Because Cedric Suarez, we've seen that he's not really that quality. So that's really all I have to say about Fabio Vieira. He's a good player, but it's the wrong time for us.
Charlie Fent, it's the Gabi Jesus rumors that are worrying me. We all granted Arsenal need a striker,
okay,
but they need a pure finisher. Because we've seen that this team...
What's wrong with Jesus?
I would just say right now, 70 XG, 55 goals.
Even last season, I'm looking at...
That's not bad though.
70 XG, 55 goals. That's terrible.
How is that terrible?
70 goals.
That means he should have scored 70 goals and he scored 55.
I gave some context a couple of weeks ago.
This guy,
concerning Arsenal's creativity, they don't create a lot of chances. And that's why I stressed on the importance of getting a very prolific striker. If you are getting somebody, the guy should be putting the ball, maybe XG5 goes 4. That's the least you will drop. But you can't be... Look,
the only player outperforming his XG right now is Son.
It's not outperforming.
No, but even Salah is about equal.
This is
Salah is about equal.
That I'm not a fan of. Okay. XG of 4.4 last season goes 5. You get me? And it showed.